Well, here is our cutoff valves here for the washing machine, and you can see the one on the left, the hot water one, is actually in much worse condition. See all that green corrosion on there, and then the tip of the road where the hose connects there, that's all rusted. So this to me looks like it's original. I don't think anybody's ever changed these, and it's amazing that they haven't leaked by now, but we're about to change them into these metal braided hoses, which are the best kind to get, and you want to do it about every 5 years. Now the problem is this one is really stuck and it doesn't want to come off. It's corroded on there nicely, and that for some reason always happens with a hot water one. So we've tried putting in some PB Blaster here, and what makes this different than some of the other things like WD-40 is that this actually has supposedly penetrating capability with I guess a magnetic type of attraction to get the lubricant deep inside. So we've sprayed this on and we'll give it a few minutes. If this doesn't work, then we're going to have to go old school on this puppy, and we may have to slice the very tip of the hose right there where it screws on. We'll have to slice into that to pry it off. Today I'm going to show you how we repair the washing machine water shutoff valves. Now this is a very standard situation that you might come across, where the valve control here has rusted off and this is stuck on the pipe there, so it's not coming off no matter what you do. So we're going to have to just go ahead and get old school on this puppy, and we're going to remove both. In fact, if you look, there's a lot of corrosion on that hot water valve anyways. Forget the fact that it's broken. The one on the right's looking old too, and we cut off the water to the house here, of course, and they both leak even if you turn on the house water, but turn these valves off. So even all the way off, they're still leaking, and they're both going to get replaced. And so what I'm going to do here is, we know since they terminate here, the pipes terminate here, that means they go down the wall. So I've already taped off a square that I'm going to cut into the drywall to make this repair. And of course my instrument of choice for doing this is this here. This is my Rockwell Sonocrafter, and it's got a drywall blade on it, and it just cuts very quick and very easily, like going through butter. The reason why I like using this is it gives much cleaner cuts than if you were to use those little hand saws that go in and out of the drywall saws. This gives you a clean cut so you can put the piece right back in when you're done, and it leaves a very minimal seam. So you can see why we like to use that tool, because it just very quickly allows you to get in there with a nice clean cut. See? Piece just came off perfectly, and it'll go right back in. We'll put some wood backing behind it to screw into. So now as you venture into the hole here, this is your drain pipe, so that big black hose that comes out of the back of your washing machine plugs right in here, and all the water just goes down the waste line. This is your cold water line, this is your hot water line. And if you look closely under there, see there's this black plastic washer. It's like a nut. You just loosen it like you do on the sink, and it slides down. The first thing you'll notice is this is polybutylene piping, which is no longer allowed. It was banned in 94 or 95. You're not allowed to use this anymore because it leaked, and it was class action lawsuits everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably cut it somewhere around here, and we're going to go over to Home Depot, and we're going to get ourselves a little shark bite connector that converts from polybutylene to PVC. And then we'll have to make a little vertical stub of PVC right here, and we'll get new valves, and so the PVC will plug onto the new valves. out in the open now. You can see I've had to cut the old polybutylene piping here. And this is some of the reason why it was banned. They typically fail right here at these connections here. But this is the old valve here. And so what we're going to do, and you wouldn't probably have to do this step here to convert to this, because you're probably going to have copper tubing or perhaps PVC pipe in yours. But what I've engineered up here is simply this. You've got your 1/2 inch polybutylene pipe coming up, and you'll have to get this shark bite converter here. And this converter converts 1/2 inch polybutylene to 1/2 inch PVC on the other end of it. And then you just cement in a little segment of PVC pipe, enough to be able to connect into the bottom of this. And you probably have to get some sort of threaded connection so that it will thread onto the bottom of that. So we'll get the parts and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we just came back from Home Depot and we got this cool kit here. So it comes with its own white outlet box here. And this particular one came with these two valves, which I love these. These are great. These are 1/4 turn valves. And I always prefer these over those stupid dial valves, because you spend 10 minutes on dialing the whole thing, and if you've got a huge water leak and you're trying to do 15 or 20 turns to shut the water off at several gallons per minute gushing, you're going to be in big trouble. These, it's a simple 1/4 of a turn like this, and done. So anyway, what's cool about these is the bottom connection on these is a little versatile here, because you can either put a copper pipe right in there and solder it directly and you're done, or they give you a threaded connection here. So the solution we came up with was this here. Here is our shark bites, and see the gray right here? This means this side will crimp right on to the polybutylene piping in my wall. And then you got right here, this converts to PVC, so we have a little PVC stub in the middle, and then this other shark bite converts from PVC to threaded. So all we got to do with this, when we're all said and done inside the wall, is this is going to screw inside of this guy like this. See? And the polybutylene is flexible enough that inside the wall will just come right up here and plug it in once this is all installed. So that's pretty simple. Now obviously you won't need all of these adapters here, because if you have copper pipe in your wall, you're done. You just stick this in your wall there and the copper pipe will come right up in here and you'll solder it in place. If you have PVC pipe, all you'll need is maybe one of these connectors. So that would go from here to the PVC. And actually it's actually CPVC, because if you were to use standard Schedule 40 PVC, it probably wouldn't work with a lot of these different adapters. These are meant to be used with CPVC. We've installed the box into the wall here, and what we had to do is these boxes typically will attach to your 2-inch drain pipe here. So what I had to do is cut the old drain pipe to remove the old box out, and then this one here I just got an inline repair coupler for the 2-inch PVC here, and connected it to the stub, the remaining wall pipe here, and then put this little stub here. The stub, you just measure the distance from the bottom of the where it would fit into the coupler here to the top of where it would fit inside here at the bottom of the outlet box. And you can see, sure enough, by looking in on the top there, you can see some of the purple from the primer, so you know the pipe came all the way up. And that's all you do. So that's what sort of secures it into place there. And you can see on the right hand side here, I've already plugged the polybutylene pipe into the shark connector here, and then the shark connector converts to PVC, or CPVC rather, right here, and that CPVC has a threaded coupling which threads right on directly to the bottom of the spigot that came with the box. So now we're going to do the same thing with the hot water here. You just take this around here, you bend it around, and it's pretty tight, You get it up in there, and now you're looking at the finished product there. The new outlet box is installed and the pipes are connected. All we have to do now is turn the water back on and make sure everything's working and patch it back up. And then we'll glue the faceplate onto the wall. This video so far, if you found this informational, hey, would you do us a favor and give us a thumbs up down below? That tells us that you like us. And man, look, if you're not subscribed to us, look at all of these different videos that we put up for you all the time, and lots of great videos on remodeling your homes and your kitchens and your bathrooms and tiling and engineering disasters like we showed you here the other day with this plumbing fail. So make sure, if you're not subscribed, that you click on that subscribe button and click the little gray bell icon next to it. That will tell YouTube to alert you whenever we upload a new video. Well, that's it for this one, folks. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.